Hey YouTube! So today on Meka Makes, we're going to be making a Lightbox. So my daughter's an artist and her birthday's coming up. And she's been complaining about not being able to trace things as easily. So I thought this would make a wonderful gift idea. So grab your toolkits, we're headed to the studio. So for this project, I'm using project board. The measurements for this project board is 3.5 by 1 inch. You will also need an LED light with the remote, spray paint, and reflective tape. I'm cutting my project boards to two 20-inch boards. I'll need 2 of those, and I'll need 2 additional boards that are 15.5 inches in length. This will give the entire box the dimensions of 17.5 by 20 inches. And for the top of the box, I'll be recycling these 2 paintings. I'm using the glass that comes from the front of them. I'll also be using the frame from one of the pictures. Here, I'm simply removing the glass as well as the backing to the picture. I want to save the glass. I'm going to remove the staples because we won't need them when we build the box. Next, assemble the boards without any adhesive, just to make sure that the dimensions are correct and they fit the picture frame. Once you've confirmed this, I'm going to use the E6000 to put everything in place and hold it there before nailing it using my nail gun. Once I have 3 sides of the box assembled, I'm going to go ahead and place my E6000 going around the top so that I can go ahead and glue down my frame. Now I'm putting the 4th board in place to kind of serve as that additional structure, but I'm not gluing that one down because remember, that is going to be the one that articulates. Now, even though I've placed the E6000 there and it's super strong, and I have no doubt that it will keep the frame in place with the box, I'm still going to reinforce it using some staples from my nail gun. Now that the majority of the box has been assembled, I'm simply going to use foam board for the back side. Anything else will just add additional weight to it, and I kind of want this to stay as light as possible. So I'm just going to trace out this foam board. Once I cut it, I'm going to attach it to the back. In this next step, I lined the entire bottom of the box with the reflective tape. Now, one roll actually got me through the whole bottom, so I didn't actually have enough to go around the circumference of the box. But with an additional roll of tape, you could actually get that pretty easily. I would recommend that you postpone this step until after you've spray painted it. Here, I'm preparing the glass to be spray painted, so I'm going to clean it off first. But before I spray paint it white, I want to go ahead and place the Velcro on the light. This will make it easy so that when you get ready to change out the batteries, you can simply lift up and remove the whole thing. Now I'm painting this part of the wood as well as the frame with some thick acrylic paint that I have before I spray paint it. This will kind of act as a primer for me. Since one part of the box needs to be able to open or articulate, we'll need to place a hinge on there. I'm using a cabinet hinge. In order to place it, I'm going to need to bore a hole using my Forstner bit. Now, once I place my screws, it's ready to be mounted to the inside of the box. I'm trying to use screws as short as possible. You don't want your screws sticking through to the other side. So with the hinge in place, the door to the Lightbox opens exactly the way that it should. Next step, we're going to place the latch. This is a magnetic push to open latch. Now when placing your push to open latch, you want to make sure that you put it in place and mark the holes using a pencil. But before you do this step, take a rubber band and wrap it around the push pin part of the latch. This will actually cause it to close in as much as possible. And this will actually help when you get ready to use the door because it will pop open. The spring will be activated. Without taking this step, the spring will not be activated and you'll need to pull the door open. Now that my glass has finished drying, I gave it that frosted white look. Now we're ready to glue things down. I'm using E6000, going around the frame. Now that I have one glass in, I'm going to add glue to the first one so that I can lay down the next one. Be sure that the painted surface of the glass is on the inside. This way, as the person is drawing on the surface, they won't scratch any paint off of the top. And the final step is to mount the remote to the outside of the box. What's really great about our light source is this one has the capability to brighten as well as to dim. I also had the opportunity to either leave it as a remote style where the artist could just hold the remote, but I decided that that would actually not be the best idea. So it's mounted to the side of the box and it's well within reach of the artist.
Okay guys, so today we made a light box and I think it's gonna make a wonderful birthday present. I did it using items that I had here at home, including some old project wood, an old picture frame with the glass still intact, a few hinges, and after painting it, the project was complete. Now I did have to invest in the LED light with the remote, but it was worth it. This is something that you can do. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel here on Meka Makes. See you next time.